5 years we'll really be where we need to be with it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I just really nerded out on the whole DJ question. Sorry about that.
No, I think that there's I mean, Phoenix, I don't think has been given enough credit for the amount of talent of DJs that reside here,
I agree.
man.
I agree 100%.
And so I know they want to hear answers to those types of questions because a lot of people coming up feel like, man, I'm almost at a disadvantage because I came up on Serato as opposed to, you know, OGs that started on vinyl.
Well, the thing is, I mean, the Serato versus vinyl, you know, that's such an... It's sort of going to be the debate forever, but really, I think, you know, wipe that away. It's really about originality, and it's about putting in work and being different and trying to come with different stuff. And ultimately, at the end of the day, the bottom line is to sound like nobody else, to sound original and come original. Whether you're digging for records or whether you're, you know, doing it with Serato, it doesn't matter as long as you just sound different and interesting. Because that's the downside that I think to having things completely at your fingertips in this day and age is everybody. It's funny, man. There's, you know, we have the ability to have 50,000 songs in your computer, yet you go to the club and you hear the same DJs playing the same 300 songs. So to me, like, that's if there's a way to combat that, it's to dig a little deeper or try to do something different. But you know, I think a lot of people end up emulating what they hear and trying to fit in versus trying to not fit in. And I made my career off of trying to not fit in.
Right.
So I think, you know, maybe that's a testament to doing your own thing.
There's definitely a lane for that you've created. You told me that you were working on some things with LL Cool J, and we'll get into that in a second. But I want to know, is there anyone else left for Z-Trip to work with that you haven't already?
Of course. I mean, there's, you know, I'm open to working with anybody, whether it's, you know, heavy metal bands to gospel. It doesn't matter to me as long as they're good. If people have good music and good skill, I'm open to it. But yeah, there's, you know, there's a laundry list of people I could work with. We could be on that one for a minute.
I want to know if there's a record that if somebody requested at the club, no matter what they try to do, a shot they try to send you, or amount of money they try to pay, you're like, I'm not dropping that record while I'm on deck.
Yeah, there's a few of those I won't go near, but you know.
Can you name one? I just want to know which one it is.
I don't know. Because I don't want to blast anybody out, but like, you know, the thing is too, like, if I'm in my groove and I'm doing my thing and I get a curveball, you know, it's like I'm not going to stop the whole party or just, you know, break it just because someone's waving $100 in my face or something dumb. You know, it's like, whatever. Yeah. Like, it's not even about that. It's like about, you know, you being ignorant, coming up here and breaking my flow to ask for this thing that you have in your radio, you have it in your car, you have it on your iPod, you heard it 8 times today. Like, just because it's the song you're into, it just kind of shows me your intelligence level when it comes to music. So step.
What can we look forward to tonight at Red Bull 3 style from you when you finally get on?
Well, you know, it's interesting. You know, I kind of customed the set a little bit to Arizona specific. You know, but it's all the elements. For me, it's like coming back home. I feel like I can stretch out and do what I want to do. And with the whole Red Bull 3 style, it's really about, which is great, it's really about covering a lot of ground, different styles of music, which is kind of my whole deal. So it's a return to form for me. I just get to come back and do my thing and have fun with it.
And you being a hometown guy from Phoenix, myself being from Phoenix, coming up in radio, and everybody else who's kind of branched out from here, would you say you've been at an advantage or a disadvantage for coming from Phoenix and trying to be in this industry as crazy as it is?
Both. The disadvantage, I think, early on was that nobody would give me, you know, well, there were people, but for the majority of it, most people wouldn't give me the time of day because they wouldn't really associate anything with Phoenix. So that was, it was a bit tough. But at the same time, not having that acknowledgement or not having to work harder to get that, I think was the advantage because I had to work harder. You know, I was talking about this in an interview the other day. All the caliber of DJs that come out of Arizona, I feel has always been high, super high, and because we didn't have any outside influence, we had to sort of do it ourselves. We had to make our own club nights, we had to make our own record labels, we had to do it all ourselves, and it forced us to get our own sound and to realize, like, you know, if someone was coming out to see me or Radar or Emil at the time, or, you know, anybody from on out, it's like you would see us and we'd be up there sweating it out and working it out, and if you were a DJ coming up, we set the bar pretty high, you know. So for me, it's really good to see all these people and the legacy sort of still passing on, to see all these guys like really still murdering it, and it's because I think we didn't really have outlets that we were forced to do it on our own. And coupled with that, and it's a long answer, but coupled with that, the unity that we had in the scene was really, really a huge component, because we had people from, the techno guy or the house guy rubbing elbows and shoulders with the hip-hop guy at the record stores, because we only had one record store. So you inevitably bumped into the DJs, and the DJ culture here was really tightly knit, and we loved all kinds of music. We'd go to the hip-hop thing, to the rave, to whatever, and it didn't matter. Like, DJs were just looking out for DJs, and so I think those sort of influences, I was super influenced into house and techno early on by Emil. He turned me on to that stuff, which I wouldn't have when I came here from New York and was totally just into hip-hop. I was sort of like closed-minded, like, nah, I'm not into that. But meeting these people out here and networking and connecting, it opened up my mind to all kinds of music, and I think that's something that Arizona has an advantage of, because we out of necessity, we bonded, you know what I mean, musically. And so, I don't know, it's a long answer, but
no, I appreciate it.
My theories that run deep with the culture out here.
What's next for you?
Well, I've been working on a new record forever, and been trying to get that together. But it's funny because I'm touring so much, so it's sort of like, and I'm not on a label. It's independent at this point, which is really good. So I have nobody sort of cracking a whip at me, so I can do it at my own terms. But because of that, I've been taking my time. So this new record is on the horizon. But I also had LL Cool J come out and guest spot at a show that I did at South by Southwest when I was headlining. It was me, Jazzy Jeff.
Oh, when I was headlining South by Southwest.
I was headlining the show.
With like Cuber and LL Cool J.
I know, it's crazy. It's surreal to me to even be able.
Awesome.
It's surreal for me to even say these things, because, I'm still very humble about it all.
Absolutely.
It's like I'm still happy that I'm even at this level and have had this, this longevity. But yeah, so I had LL Cool J come out at the end of my set, and we had just met a couple months before, and I'd asked him, thinking he's probably not even going to mess with it, but he totally was down.